Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to do day 4 of reading in Wonders, Unit 1, Week 2, and we are going to read a story called Yoon and the Jade Bracelet. So let me present that to you so you can read along with me. Okay, so you should be seeing the story, Yoon and the Jade Bracelet, and we can read along together. So let's look at our genre.
Genre: realistic fiction.
Okay, so if you remember, we've read other stories that were realistic fiction. What did that mean? It's fiction, so does that mean it's real or it's not real? Right, it's a made-up story. But why does it say realistic? If it's made up, how can it be realistic? Well, that means that it seems like something real. It has real kinds of things in it, and it's a story that you can imagine could have happened. It's just that this particular story didn't happen. So we're not going to have things like dragons, like you might in fantasy, or talking animals at the lesson at the end, like we might in a fable. So this is a realistic fiction, a story that didn't actually happen, but is very lifelike. It really could happen.
Essential question: what can traditions teach you about cultures? Read about Yoon. Find out what a tradition taught her.
All right, so our question this week has been, what can traditions teach you about cultures? So we learned some things about a Native American culture with the dream catcher, and now we're going to read some things about Korean culture by reading this story about Yoon. So be on the lookout for what you think she learns about when she learns about her culture's tradition. Okay, let's go ahead and get started.
Yoon and the Jade Bracelet by Helen Rakorvitz. Pictures by Gabby Swakowska. My name is Yoon. I came here from Korea, a country far away. Soon after we settled in America, it was time to celebrate my birthday. I was hoping for a very special present, a jump rope. I watched the girls in my schoolyard turning such a rope and jumping and singing happy songs. I wanted so much to jump and sing with them, but I was still the new girl. I had not been invited yet.
Okay, so what is Yoon hoping to get for her birthday? That's right, a jump rope. Let's see if that's what happens.
On my birthday, my mother called to me, "Little Yoon, come, I have a present for you." I clapped my hands and ran to her. She handed me something thin and flat, wrapped in pretty paper. "Happy birthday," she said. Jump ropes are not thin and flat, I thought. I tried not to show my disappointment. "Thank you, Mother," I said, smiling.
Okay, and we have a vocabulary word. Yeah, so I missed one here. So on our first page, we had a vocabulary word, which is celebrate. Remember that tomorrow we will be taking a vocabulary quiz, and we'll need to know what all of these words mean. So celebrate is, it might be a party. It's to mark an occasion with something to be happy about. So we celebrate birthdays. Okay, then we had disappointment. How was she feeling? Disappointment means that whatever she hoped would happen, which was to get a jump rope, didn't happen. So she was disappointed. Okay, let's continue.
My mother watched excitedly as I opened the present. It was a Korean storybook about a little girl who was tricked by a tiger. I knew the story, and I laughed at the silly girl. "The pictures are colorful," I said. "Yes, they remind me of the pictures you draw, Yoon." I liked the book, but my heart still longed for a jump rope. And here is another surprise, my mother said as she handed me a lovely box.
Okay, so here we have another vocabulary word that you're going to need to know, and both for our quiz and to help us understand the story. So remind means it helps someone to remember something. So these pictures in the book cause her mother to remember the pictures that Yoon draws. Okay, so she has another surprise. Do you think it's a jump rope? Let's see.
Inside was a pale green bracelet. I held its cool smoothness in my hand. A jade bracelet, Yoon, my mother said. When I was a young girl, my own mother gave me this very bracelet. Now I am giving it to you. It is a wonderful present, I said. It was so wonderful I felt afraid to take it from her. Look, Yoon, she said. Here is your Korean name now etched inside. She showed me the dancing symbols that meant shining wisdom. Then she told me the story of jade. Jade is a stone from the earth, but it is called the gem of the heavens. Green is the color of happiness and hope, and it is said that wearing jade will bring you good luck. It is the symbol of truth and friendship. A precious gem for a precious daughter. My mother slipped the bracelet onto my wrist.
Okay, so it wasn't a jump rope, but Yoon does seem very happy with this very special present, which was a jade bracelet. So jade is a kind of stone, a bracelet that her mother's mother had given her, and now her own mother is giving it to Yoon. Okay? And she had her Korean name engraved inside, and so Korean words don't use the same kind of letters that we do. They use symbols, symbols that stand for things, just like our letters are symbols that stand for sounds. Okay, then we have another word, precious. So precious means very valuable. And remember, we talked about that could mean valuable, worth a lot of money, or it can just mean valuable to you, important to you. So I have a necklace made out of horsehair from a horse that I had for a very long time who passed away. And it's not worth very much money, but it is very precious to me. Okay, let's continue.
At lunchtime the next day at school, I sat at the end of the table. An older girl from another class sat down beside me. Oh, look, she said, you are wearing such a pretty bracelet. Thank you, I said. You are alone today. I will be your friend. Would you like to play jump rope with me? The older girl asked. Jump rope? Yes, yes, I answered. Good. I will teach you. We will have fun. Yes, I said, smiling at my new friend. Jump rope.
Okay, so it sounds like she's made a friend that she can jump rope with, which is what she was hoping. Let's continue and see how this turns out.
After lunch, we ran outside to play a while. The older girl tied one end of the rope to the fence. Then she gave me the other end to turn. She jumped and sang while I turned faster, slower, faster. I turned and turned. My arm grew tired. I had learned the rope part very well, but I really wanted to learn the jump part. When will I jump? I asked. Tomorrow, the older girl said. The bell rang. It was time to go inside, and she took the rope from me. I really like your bracelet, she said. In America, friends share things. If we are going to be friends, you should share your bracelet with me. You should let me wear it, just for today. My birthday bracelet? Oh, no. I could not share that. My mother's own mother had given it to her, and now it was mine. No, I shook my head.
Hmm. Does it seem like this girl is really wanting to be friends, or do you think she has some other motive? Didn't seem very nice that she just had Yoon turn the rope and never let Yoon have a chance to jump. And now she wants her bracelet. Let's see.
Stop and check. Visualize. Visualize Yoon and the older girl jumping rope. How does Yoon feel?
Okay, so we talked before about visualizing, making pictures or a movie in your head so you see. So I get a picture of the rope tied to the fence with the older girl jumping and Yoon turning the rope and turning the rope and turning the rope and never getting a chance to jump. And I think that Yoon is feeling maybe a little bit disappointed that she didn't get to jump, maybe feeling a little bit used by this girl, that maybe she doesn't want to be friends after all. Maybe she just wanted somebody to turn the rope for her. And now she's asked to share the bracelet. Let's go on and see what happens.
Well, then how can we be friends? The older girl asked. I thought you wanted to learn how to jump rope. I slipped the jade bracelet off and held it in my hand. My mother said it would bring me good luck and good friends, but sharing it did not seem right. Quickly, the older girl grabbed the bracelet from me and twisted it onto her own wrist. Do not worry, she said. I will give it back tomorrow.
I don't like the way this girl just grabbed the bracelet away from her. I'm not sure I like this new girl very much. Let's see.
When I got home from school, I went straight to my room. My mother came in to check on me. As I sat on my bed reading my new Korean storybook, she reached for my arm and gasped, "Where is your bracelet, Yoon?" I shrugged with shame, not trusting myself to speak. "Oh, I see a sad face. Did you lose it at school, Yoon?" I shrugged again. "Maybe it rolled away and is hiding somewhere here," she said with teary eyes, and she kneeled to look under my bed. "Mother," I said, tugging her sleeve, "I left it at school. I will get it tomorrow."
Is that entirely true? Not really. Why do you think Yoon's mother had teary eyes? You think she's feeling sad that Yoon lost the bracelet that her mother gave her? I know I'd be sad about that. Let's visualize again.
Stop and check. Visualize. How does Yoon's mother feel about the missing bracelet? What words help you visualize what is happening on this page?
Okay, so I think her teary eyes, that made me get a picture of a mother with tears in her eyes, maybe trying hard not to cry in front of her daughter, but feeling very sad and disappointed that this precious bracelet seems to be lost. Okay, let's move on.
The next morning, I waited in the schoolyard for the older girl. She was still wearing my jade bracelet. "It is time to give back my bracelet," I said. "I will give it to you later," she said, rushing past me. All morning my heart was heavy with worry. I could not remember how to spell cat or how to add 2 plus 2. After lunch, when the children ran outside, I found the older girl again.
All right.
"You have my bracelet and I want it back," I said. "Stop bothering me. Do not be a pest." She pushed me away and laughed. I was just like the silly girl in my storybook. I had been tricked by a tiger.
Okay, so what does she mean I'd been tricked by a tiger? Remember her book was about a girl who got tricked by a tiger? So who is she comparing to the tiger? Yes, this older girl who has tricked her into giving away her precious bracelet. Okay? And where it says that I could not remember how to spell cat or how to add 2 plus 2. Does that ever happen to you? I know that happens to me. If I'm worrying about something, it's all I can think about. I can't concentrate on anything else. So I'm sure that that probably happens to you from time to time. when you can't even do things that you normally could do. Okay, let's continue.
Back in my classroom, I laid my head on my desk. "What is wrong, Yoon?" my teacher asked. I told my teacher about the older girl, and she sent for her. "Do you have something that belongs to Yoon?" my teacher asked her. "Is that her bracelet you are wearing?" "Oh, no," the older girl said with her trickster tongue. "It is mine." "No, it is my birthday bracelet," I said. The children in my class gathered around us. "Yoon was wearing it yesterday," the ponytail girl said. "Yes," said the freckle boy. "I saw it too."
Okay, so it sounds like her classmates are backing up her story and that maybe the teacher's not going to believe this older girl who is not telling the truth about it being her bracelet.
"Can you tell me something about this bracelet, Yoon?" my teacher asked. "My mother gave it to me," I answered, looking into the tiger girl's face. "This bracelet is a symbol of kindness and courage. It is a symbol of jade friendship, true friendship." "Now you tell me about this bracelet," my teacher said to the older girl. "Well, it is smooth and green," she answered in a sure voice. I worried I would never get my bracelet back. I did not feel like shining wisdom. My mother should have named me Shining Fool instead. Then I had a very good idea. I whispered something into my teacher's ear.
What do you think she whispered? Before we find out, let's talk about this word courage. So courage, we said the bracelet was a symbol of kindness and courage. So courage means bravery or to be brave. Okay, let's see. What did Yoon whisper to her teacher?
"So tell me about the inside of this bracelet," she asked the older girl. "Well, it is smooth and green," she repeated. The teacher told her to take it off, and the girl struggled to get it over her hand. My teacher looked inside and saw the dancing Korean symbols. "Do you know what this says?" she asked the girl. "No," the older girl said. "Well, I thought it was my bracelet. I used to have one just like it. Maybe this one does belong to Yoon." My teacher's eyes said, "Older girl, you are in trouble." Then my teacher slid the jade bracelet easily over my hand. "Here is your name bracelet, Shining Wisdom." And it fit perfectly.
All right, so I think the older girl is caught in her lies because she did not know. Do you think it's true that she used to have one that looked just like it? I think she was making that story up to try to keep herself out of trouble. I think she deserves to be in trouble. Let's keep going.
My mother saw the bracelet on my wrist after school. She clapped her hands. "Aha, it was at school." "Mother," I asked, "does wearing jade make wishes come true?"
Okay, let's see if we can visualize
Stop
again.
and check. Visualize. How does Yoon's mother feel when she sees the bracelet again? Visualize or picture in your mind what is happening in the story.
So when she saw the bracelet, she clapped her hands. So she went, aha, it was at school. Do you think the mother felt relieved and happy that the bracelet wasn't truly lost? I think so, because it's precious and it would have been a terrible thing for it to be lost.
"Yes," she said. "It is known to happen." She smiled. "And what are your wishes?" So I told her about my jump rope wish and my wish for true friends, and I told her a story about a wise girl who tricked a tiger.
Uh, so what does she mean about a wise girl who tricked a tiger? Remember her Korean name? So Yoon is the wise girl. And who did she trick? Who was the tiger? Right, that older girl was the tiger who she tricked. All right, we are going to stop there for today. Let me stop sharing and come back to you. All right, so that is our story for today, and you will be answering some comprehension questions about it. Remember that you can always go to the Wonders website on McGraw-Hill and look at the story again. Or if you have a textbook, you can look at that. Or you can watch the video again if you want to read along again. You should always go back to the story when you're answering the questions. Don't think, oh, yes, I remember that, because sometimes we do, but sometimes we don't. Lots of things happened in that story, and we might mix them up a little bit. So go back to the story, look for your text evidence when answering the questions so you can prove that your answers are correct. Okay, they're all in the story. You don't have to find them anywhere else. They're right there in the story, each and every one. All right, have fun. I hope you enjoyed the story of Yoon and the Jade Bracelet, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.